start this? I'm gonna have to not say some things. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Moon in the 6th house as your Atmakaraka. As in what happens when Moon is in the 6th of your birth chart, holding the highest degree, as close to 29 degree as possible, known as the Atmakaraka, which is different from just Moon being in the 6th, because now it holds certain unfinished duty in your life. Okay. It shows where your assistant is needed. Because remember, if Sun is the king, Sun is the CEO, then Moon is the supervisor, the manager. Moon is kind of like the vice president. Like they have given this task that has to be perfected, right? So that's what happens. And of course, as always, if you do not know where your moon is placed, along with all your astrological details, you can go to Astrology.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where I'm currently just putting up videos on my wristwatch course in wealth because of students' feedbacks and their analysis. Even yesterday, was it yesterday or the day back, I put another video. I mean, it's so important. Like, it's a very simple thing to pick the right watch. Because once you know it, you'll be like, okay, is this right for me or not? But the thing is, to know those things, it's a lot of information. But you'll just see it. Once you see that watch, you'll be like, is this good or not? So, yeah, that's like just instant result-giving thing there. So when Moon is in the 6th, you got to understand, Moon has come to meet Buddha. Moon is now impregnated with Mercury. Even though in the story it's the Moon who impregnates Tara for Mercury, but here Moon is impregnated with Mercury. And so one thing you will see that your lesson, some of your biggest lesson will come when you are going to be blamed. Especially either by, well, here's another thing. Blame can also change your mother's life. Like by her father's family or somebody, or with her own siblings, she'll be wrongfully blamed about something. But when can it become you is when, if let's say you have Jupiter also here in the 6th with Moon, then you would be blamed. But here Moon has to somehow become a victim of some blame. Because they have to learn the lesson about trust. And who to trust, and especially becoming vigilant. Moon in the 6th is not very vigilant. Moon in the 6th becomes quite careless. Trusting too easily. Being influenced too easily, especially regarding gossip. And in such case, the mistake of Moon will be made guaranteed because it's in the 6th. It's in the house of Mercury. And so Moon, what happened to Moon when Mercury was born? Moon was blamed. Moon had this, these patches, these gray patches on him, which is what we see on the Moon. And especially in the 6th house. One of your big duties is to somehow, you will always say, even if you're, let's say, not in the medical field, somehow you're always going to be at that place where somebody needs your assistance related to health. An emergency, like this person loves to deal with emergencies of people. For example, you could be traveling on a subway and somebody faints and you're there to taking care of them. You will be also having responsibility to deal with health of either aunts or uncles or mother. They will, especially you will see at one point, certain type of people, like I just mentioned, will come to you for help, will come to you for assistance, or somehow you'll be put into a situation where you're helping them, but they're actually going to come and ask you. Okay, and especially you will see when moon is in the 6th house, most likely you never met your paternal grandmother, like she expired before you were born, or she lives far away, so that this relationship was very distant. And the other thing that happens when moon is in the 6th, as the Atmakaraka, a person becomes very careful about budgeting after 32nd year. From 30, well, hold on. 32nd or 18? Yeah, 32nd. 32nd year onwards, you become, because you're going to make some big mistakes. With this moon, you are going to make mistakes related to debts and mismanagement of money. And through that, you learn your lifelong lesson, where after 32, you're going to become excellent at budgeting things. Unless, of course, you have Venus in the 10th. Then balance is going to be required. The other thing, 32nd year becomes the age of transformation. Big change happens at 32. And you will see, around the age of 26, some big family function happens with this moon. Especially in your maternal aunts and uncles' life. Where maybe at 26, your cousins are getting married. And so you're going to go to some occasion. Maybe somebody's born in that particular age in your family that kind of became a big deal. But see, as the Atmakaraka, services, and then the other thing, of course, servitude is there. But you remember when I was talking about this blame things. You want to be very careful when you are going to blame your servant or housekeeper about something. Especially let your mother know not to do that unless you're very, very sure. Because if you blame your house servant, your housekeeper wrongfully, and even if you apologize, that's when mother's health will go down. So before you just speak up and say something, and I'm talking about some small thing. Hey, why didn't you clean this? You're supposed to clean it. He says, I cleaned it. No, you didn't. And I'm talking about something big blame that is like, whoa, are you sure you're going to make this accusation on this person? Those you must be careful of. Okay. And the other thing you will see with this moon as the Atmakaraka. Remember when I said that you're there to serve people, especially in their emergency? It'll happen while you're traveling. When you're traveling, like going to some place for vacation. And you will also notice this, that when you go and travel, you will have to, at one point, either the mother gets sick or you get sick as well. And if that happens, you should kind of be glad, like, oh my God, I'm sick. You're paying a big pending karma off. Now, what is a pending karma? The pending karma is when you were traveling in one of your past life, a ascetic or a beggar came for food and you did not give food to them. So while you're on a trip, you will see some kind of like a food poisoning happens. You don't get good food when you're traveling. It's not all the time. At one point it does. And what happens is that from that point onwards, things tend to improve of not only the 6th house, but whichever the Lord moon is becoming, wherever that sign of Cancer is. Because now your Atma's biggest lesson is dealt with and met. Now, unless, of course, you refused food to some sadhu or some ascetic lifetime after lifetime, You did 60, 70 times while you were traveling. You made a decision, I will never give money to a person with a begging bowl. Well, in that case, then that might be coming on a conveyor belt in this one particular life. So every time you travel, you get that sick. You get sick. And what is one of the ways to take care of that is to always give somebody something when you're traveling. And I don't mean from your work to your home. I'm talking about 100 miles or more. Whenever you travel long distance, especially on trains and planes and somewhere, some other country, and somebody comes to you and you know that they're poor, they want food or something, give them food. Buy them food. And the other thing I also see, some mischief, moon in the sixth house shows some mischief happened in one of the previous life with the guru. Guru and the disciples. Like not the guru itself, the disciple and you did some mischief with them. While there was some kind of a function being performed. Okay. So there's strong lessons here. There's strong lessons here. You know, some of the things I might not have even mentioned. You know, but anyway, this was my analysis of moon in the sixth house as your Atmakaraka. Subscribe below if you're new to my channel, and if you want to know everything about your chart, my academy, all my lessons, consultation, check out the links here, or go to the link in the description. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.